Hello, I am Astrid Starr from the website insect.christmas. You heard that correctly. The website is insect.christmas. To view this website, you can go into the description to click it. It might look different now than when this video shows. I recommend connecting on a secure HTTPS protocol because, that's how you use the web, but you can still view it at http://insect.christmas. This is the index page that a user lands on when they go to that URL. This is the front page. You are immediately greeted by a navigation bar, which is an object that runs dynamically on every page. Really happy about that. I came up with that solution because it was really annoying to edit every single page's navigation. If I wanted to make changes to navigation, I would have to edit every page, and so I just made it one file that each page loads. So that navigation bar only needs to be edited in one spot. Little technical, but everything that can be found on the website, for the most part, is in the navigation bar to the left, which is on every single page. My website is separated into creative projects, which are mostly what I'm trying to show to other people. Those are the front-facing projects. Then there are personal pages, which people can view, but they're mostly for myself. For example, this anime page, I like having this one for my friends because I like to talk about anime with my friends. There's also an informational section, which shows the donors of the website as well as the external links. There's a Discord server purely for updates and pings. And then there's a forum. I believe the last time that I did an update about my website and a tour, I had a completely different looking website. In many ways very similar, but I think the website has evolved a lot and it has changed very much. Almost everything on the website now is made by me. There's very few assets or anything that is made by somebody else. Those assets that are not made by me are credited in the credit section here on the homepage. This rainbow cursor that you're seeing is only on the homepage and it's made by somebody else. I didn't code that. A lot of code is borrowed from W3 Schools, but I think W3 Schools is mostly a resource for anybody to learn. So highly recommend that if anyone's trying to make a website. The Halloween bar and the pumpkin gifts are not made by me. I don't know who made them. They're from the old web. My front page has many features that the rest of the website does not have. For example, Insect Christmas is dancing rainbow. Text color changes every second or so. There's also a ladybug function. Every time that you load the homepage, let's refresh with F5. You're greeted with a song, as well as a ladybug. Everyone is guaranteed a ladybug every time they refresh, and it's randomized. It's completely client-side. Every once in a while, if you roll a very lucky number, your page might look a little different than normal. There are very low odds for that to happen. I think currently 1 in 50,000 refreshes will get you a funny page, but I would like to implement more ladybugs. There's also a new feature. The website will yell at you if you're not using Firefox or Linux. So for example, I'm on Linux and using Firefox, so it doesn't yell at me. As an example, if I go to insect.christmas on Google Chrome, I scroll down and it actually says that I'm using an inferior web browser, and then that's disgusting. On the front page, there is pretty much all the information that someone would immediately need to know. What the website is called, who made the website, how it was made, what it's intended for, links to my external things, and then an email and a donation button. The donation button takes you to a donation page, but you can also view the past donors. There's a soundtrack for this, and this shows everyone who donates to the website. Thanks, everyone. Every single page has its own song. Most songs are entirely new and made very recently. This one is called Under the Mistletoe. Every single page has its own song, so there is now no music on the website that is not made by me. Every single track is made by me. It also tells you which song you're listening to, if your browser allows for the music. Most browsers will block these music players by default, because the old web used to be littered with those. You would accidentally click a link, and all of a sudden you're looking at a dick spinning around, and you're listening to Rick Astley at 500% decibel volume. On this website, it's doing that a little bit too, but I've tried to temper that by making it so the audio plays at about 1/10 of the maximum volume, and so that way you aren't completely ear blasted, but you could still be a little jump scared Either way, most web browsers will block this, so you might have to go into your bar to unblock it to hear these songs. But the true intention is for every single page to have its own soundtrack. We'll get to some of the other songs in a bit, but I also wanted to highlight that there's a merch link and an Etsy link. This page changes a lot, so sometimes things change on here. For example, right now, we have an animated cephalopod. You can see he's... On every page, there is a mascot. This is Izzy the bug. When you scroll over Izzy, she will show her emotion. She's very happy here, like a little bird. On every single page, she has a different emotion. So scroll over Izzy on each page and see how she's feeling. There's also a web ring to some of my friends' websites. That is a pretty extensive overview of the home page of my website, Insect Christmas. But there are a couple other Easter eggs, of course. But let's take a look at another page. Let's go to art. This is where I have all of my art, as well as links to my pages to buy original art and prints. Let's go to it and sync in on the music. As you can see, there's a lot of art on here. It's not everything I've ever drawn, but almost everything I've ever drawn is actually available at the very bottom of the page. If you're lucky enough to scroll down, there's a Google Drive link, which will have most art in very high quality. At the top, as mentioned, there's an originals link to my Etsy page where you can buy signed original, the actual original one-of-one drawing, or you can just buy prints if you don't have that sort of money to buy an original. If you want to view this art closer and more zoomed in, you could do a little bit of this, but the real way would probably just be to open it in a new tab. You can view it and zoom in and look at all the details. The next page is games. It's a fairly unpopulated page because making video games is very difficult, but I'll give you a taste of that as well. There's also a music page. This page is very, very populated, and I'm very happy with it. This is one of the only pages to have an animated smiley in the bar. You can see here, this little smiley face is singing. It's sending out a little D note. It's also the only web page on my website, I guess, other than the forum currently, that does not play music automatically to you, because the function of this page is to listen to music. You're able to view any of my solo projects, listening to any song from all of the albums and EPs, and then if you so desire, you can go to Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, etc. for each project and purchase or stream. The newest project, the soundtrack for the website, will be available on Bandcamp, Spotify, all other streaming services on September 1st, 2024, and will also be available to stream on my website around that date. There's also links to different pages, for example, the overall Bandcamp and Spotify of Insect Christmas, or the overall pages for Lilac Boy. There's even a live show link to see when the next live show I'm playing is, of which I've done 2. Another page is video, which is a fairly informational page, which is just direct links to the various video projects that I work on. And this next page is writing. I don't do very much writing, and I don't think I'm very good at it, but I do enjoy it. Here's this page. This next page is my aesthetics board.
How many people can you fit inside your head? Well, let's count.
The anime page is still under construction, and therefore is still loading a song from the album that'll come out September 1st. But this is essentially meant to be a parallel of my anime list. I thought, well, I can just make my own anime list, and so I did so. It's very much a work in progress because I have not populated the entire table with all of the anime that I've seen. As you can see, here's a list of the ones that I have not completed in table format. But everything else, which also uses my anime list art, is fairly completed here. My completed stuff, my on hold anime, and then my currently watching. I don't watch or consume a lot of anime nowadays, but I do like it. Anime movies are not tracked here. Those are on my Letterboxd page. And manga is also not tracked here. That's on the reading page of my website. To go to my website, I use my computer. Here's another page. It's called Computers. It is just a collection of my neofetches of all of my computers. I've also been known to video game a little bit. Recently I've been playing a lot of Overwatch 2, but I wanted to have a section of my website where I showed every game that I've 100%ed. Right now, that is really only Tetris Effect, but that meant a lot to me when I 100%ed that game, because I love that game, and I was trying to 100% it for a very long time. As you can see, it took me almost 80 hours. I also was getting a little bit into Neopets at one point, specifically the games, and trying to crack the top 100, which I did once on Speller Starve at the end of the month as well. I also wanted to put a little bit of an achievement. I felt like I was getting pretty good at bullet chess on Lee Chess. Not amazing, but 1350 was the highest I'd ever gotten, and I sort of quit after that. I also have a link to my speedrunning attempts, which is something I've been getting more into. I really need them to approve my 3rd place Evangelion typing speedrun world record. I also have pets.
Good morning.
I also read. And if you can believe it, sometimes I have thoughts.
Get it. Get it.
Of course, my external links page also has its own song. It's the best one, too. This contains all of the links to everything that isn't on the website. For example, the stores and the storefronts, or my TikTok, or how I track every movie that I've watched, or the music that I listen to, or my Magic the Gathering Commander deck collection. A lot of random stuff on here, but it's very extensive, and I believe this links to pretty much anything external that I would want to link to. And of course, there is a forum. This was another development. I had an update to the forum about 2 weeks ago, in which I changed the index page bat to a butterfly, and I actually edited the entire style, which is originally by Ian Bradley, to look a little different than Ian Bradley intended. And what I'm most happy about is the profile section. There's a lot of really interesting things that you can do on your page. For example, display your Myers-Briggs type, what operating system you use, if you use Linux, what Linux distribution, your pronouns, unlike Twitter, and the various interests that you're interested in. You can also link to your website and your GitHub. So all the nerds love this website, and I'm definitely from China. Anyway, that's insect.christmas, everybody. Thanks for watching this update. Soundtrack out on September 1st, 2024. Bye.